Let's take it back to a year ago when Jarrell Miller was prepping ready for the biggest night of his life in MSG to fight Anthony Joshua for the unified titles. What was the whole mood before the fight? Jarrell, did he seem himself? Did he seem like he was a bit nervous? Did he seem like...
You mean before he tested positive for PEDs? Or?
That's right, yeah. Did he seem a bit apprehensive, like he had to do a bit extra
he seemed super prepared and ready and confident, super confident. He had me fooled. Like, I really believed that he was going to beat Anthony. I really did, he had all the confidence in the world. And, from what I saw in the past, Jarrell had the highest punch output from any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And I just felt like, with Jarrell's pressure, I felt like he could beat Anthony. And I had some inside information also because we had a fighter named Joey Dawejko in camp with Joshua who gave Joshua a concussion. So
yeah, there was a lot of rumors about that before the Ruiz.
It was true. It was true. Yeah. So I just knew that he wasn't gonna be in his right mind, his right state. Like
what?
Wasn't gonna be.
Because Anthony Joshua.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And of course, you guys just heard a leaked video or some leaked information from a video from Sara Fina, which was on the promotional team of Jarrell Big Baby Miller, okay? And she confirmed what she heard from camp of Team Joshua, that he was knocked out or received a concussion during sparring. That's why, on top of Jarrell Miller having a high volume of punch output and the pressure that he was going to apply to Joshua, that she thought that he was going to win. Her, Sara Fina, Greg Cohan, which was the promoter of Jarrell Miller at the time. Of course, he's in jail for wire fraud or whatever. But they had this information anyway. So they were confident that this was going to happen. And I always wondered, the way Joshua fought Andy Ruiz in the first fight, on top of the things that he had leaked, but he wouldn't say what was going on with him, what really happened to him. He said he had a condition that he would not reveal, I guess, to after he stopped boxing, and then he was going to write a book about it. That's some clever shit. But it didn't stop the fact that something was going on with him at that time, okay? Now, of course, this is Sara Fina, and she was being interviewed after Jarrell Miller's second failed, or should I say fourth failed attempt, or failed test, and her reaction to that. But the information that she received was vital, and it just showed that what she heard. See, these inside promoters know certain things and they bank on certain things, okay? They were banking on Joshua because he was hurt, because he was compromised, people, okay? He was not at himself. You could tell he wasn't at himself, that he was hurt. He might be a proud man and he has too much integrity to make up an excuse or whatever. But looking at the first fight and the second fight, where the first fight he had no damn energy, he was too bulky. Why, that was probably, that was a mistake from yesteryear. Okay, the bulkiness, because he shouldn't have had that much weight on him. However, the way he moved, the way he got hit, and it was almost like, whoa, what happened? It kind of reminds me of Bloodsport, Jean-Claude Van Damme. I watched 80 action films in the 80s, but he was a fighter that was already injured before he got in the ring, and nobody knew it except the people that were betting against him. The people that were betting against him in this situation was Sara Fina. Okay, she had Jarrell Miller. He was in the seat of opportunity, the biggest opportunity that he ever had, that he probably will ever have. Okay, and she knew what everybody was rumored to have leaked about Anthony Joshua. Okay, that's why Joey Dawejko. Now listen to me, guys. That's why he did not say, hey, I didn't do it. Because if he didn't do it, he could easily say, man, that didn't happen. We had a good sparring camp. Everything was fine with Joshua. He could have said that. But he didn't want to say yay nor nay, did he? You know, I think because of the attention he was getting, he was already guaranteed a fight from Eddie Hearn, you know, because they were like, hey, well, obviously this guy can punch, being that short with that stature, and he knew that the guy could punch. Andy Ruiz was that guy that he was emulating. Andy Ruiz was the guy that he was actually fighting. But before Andy Ruiz was Jarrell Miller, okay? So Jarrell Miller could have in fact been that guy. If you can remember, after Joshua lost that first fight, Jarrell Miller, all the things that he could have talked, should have said, he didn't say anything. He was a loss for words. He was like this. Depressed. Why? Because he knew he messed up an opportunity, squandered, destroyed an opportunity that he could have had to beat Anthony Joshua. So a lot of questions were answered with this, okay? Sara Fina got the information in the, no one knows inside information like the people in the sport of boxing, okay? It's too many people saying that man was concussed. A lot of people want to say, oh, he had a panic attack, and this. He might have had a panic attack because he knew, I ain't ready. Why do you think his father, again, we're rehashing this because now it's resurfaced, okay? This is July 4th, 2020, and Sara Fina just leaked information because she doesn't work for anybody no more because she doesn't have any ties to anybody, all right? She doesn't care who knows what, but she heard the same thing. It was leaked. Joshua he got hit with something. Maybe he got hit with a left hook. Maybe the same place he got hit with Andy Ruiz. Remember that. Okay? So, Jarrell Miller. So, this was a while ago. Okay? Before Jarrell Miller was even disqualified out of the possibility of fighting Joshua. So, she knew that. So, she knew, oh, this man got hurt before. So, on top of him being hurt, on top of Jarrell Miller with his, because nobody knew he was drugging at that time. Nobody knew he was juicing. He was popping dirty. Nobody knew that. Okay, so they were assuming Jarrell Miller was naturally throwing all those damn punches every fight, being that big, being over 300 pounds, cheeseburgers, being that guy. Okay, so this was before. So they were banking on that idea that this guy was going to come in there and rough up Anthony Joshua, big as he was, sturdy as he was, a guy that never been to the canvas, mind you, that throws all those punches, and if you look at what we know now, he would have pulled it off. That's if he wasn't juicing, but that's if he could throw that many damn punches without juicing. Because now we have to go back to his time in sparring. The rumor was that he was dropped 7 times with Tyson Fury. That doesn't look like somebody was juicing to me. And knowing what we know about PEDs, we're connecting the dots, that you become dependent on them. You need them, okay? You can't fight without them effectively, okay? So that might have been the Jarrell Miller. So he could have or could have not. I think a fight of this magnitude, first time Joshua was in the USA, I think honestly it was, I don't think he would have got away with it. I just think he took a shot at trying to do what he normally does in fights, to keep that edge. That's why she revealed the confidence, like, oh, he looks so confident in that particular in that particular negotiation with Joshua, because he knew he was juicing, because he knew he was doing the things that he normally did. Okay, so that's crazy for Sara Fina to know that back in that day before that time. Okay, so it just lets you know on how legitimate or how relevant that was. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Sara Fina leaking that Anthony Joshua was in fact concussed during his sparring with Joey Dawejko. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.